Well, kia ora te whānau. You know, every Sunday we gather to worship within the generosity of previous generations. Previous generations of members of Village Baptist who have given generously to participate in what God's been doing in this community through establishing a church on this site. Their generosity has set us up. It's enabled us to run contemporary services in a modern worship space in such a way that it reduces the amount of work required to run those services, allowing us to allocate time and resource to discipleship and outreach. But with the need to rebuild from the February floods, we believe that the time has come for us to invest into the next generation of ministry here at Village Baptist, to set the church up for the next 20 years of ministry growth and success. Stage one of this project involves not simply rebuilding what we had, but building back better to remove the bottlenecks to ministry growth, ministry effectiveness, and volunteer involvement. And firstly, we've achieved this through a more efficient allocation of space. And I know this sounds really humdrum, but it's actually really exciting because with a new plan that we have in place where we keep the offices right here in the main building, we've been able to reduce the space taken up by offices by 2/3. Through eliminating the need to have duplicate kitchens, duplicate toilets, having an additional staff room space by having our offices here in the main building, we've been able to shrink the amount of space that our offices consume from 155 square meters to just 50 square meters, freeing up 100 square meters of ministry space that will be realized in stage 2 of our plan. The stage 1 also involves taking the 4 kids ministry rooms that were affected by the flood and turning them into 2 large ones. And what this does is it allows us to have greater flexibility with the use of those rooms, and it gives the kids ministry space to grow. Both those rooms will be accessible independently, meaning you won't have to interrupt one program to access the other anymore, and both have been designed so that they can share access to the toilet at the rear of the ministry centre block. Both programs will be built with safety in mind, with visibility between rooms allowed through high windows in the shared wall. And both rooms will take noise mitigation seriously because we want to ensure that these are not only comfortable spaces for our children, but for our volunteers who serve them. As the ministry centre kitchen receives little use now that the cafe's been completed, we're going to turn this into an extra ministry and meeting space, while a wall will be reinstated to enable the rooms to be accessed independently, the toilets to be accessed without disrupting other programs, and to create an internal corridor through the ministry centre that is less disruptive to the program that meets there. This is stage 1 of our Building Back Better plan. It has the potential to revolutionise church ministry and set us up for the next 20 years of growth. It takes some of the least desirable rooms on the church property and makes them some of the most desirable, not only improving the experience of attending and serving in our kids ministry program, but also turning these into viable options for other ministries and facility hireage. So we have the plan. We're finalising consent now, which means that really soon we'll be ready to take this project to tender. We just need the resources now to do it. And that's why we're inviting you to participate in our For Them fundraising campaign. For a no-frills version of stages 1 and 2, we estimate that we'll need an additional $375,000 on top of current reserves. Through this campaign, we're looking to raise the first $283,000 of that through one-off donations and 12-month commitments. So let me encourage you to take the flyer home. Consider what giving level feels comfortable, and then see if you can stretch a little bit further so that we can bless a generation to come just as we have been blessed by the generations who have gone before. Let's do this together, and let's do this for them.